What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today I want to talk to you about how the UAW strike is inspiring unions and workers across the world. From Malaysia to Mexico, from Brazil, all over the world, they're getting messages of solidarity and support from metal workers and auto workers from other parts of the world. And a lot of what that message is that they are inspired by the UAW's strike here in the United States. Their push to eliminate the two-tiered pay system, their push to really represent their workers and get a higher wage for their workers who took a pay cut in 2008 during the financial crash in order to make sure that their jobs stuck around, because GM and the big three promised them, you take the pay cut now, we'll pay you back when the profits are back. But they lied. Profits have been back and they haven't paid them back. They've just continued to do stock buybacks. And it's an unfortunate situation. It's a situation that occurs when these corporations, all they do is maximize profits, maximize profits, maximize profits. They never, ever, ever want to give the root cause of their profits, their workers, their fair shake. No, what they want to do is create an underclass that is permanently starving, permanently on the fringe of homelessness, so that they permanently have to come to work every single day, spin wrenches, turn gears, and try to eke out a survivability. Because it's not living. This ain't living when you have to work, or else you're out on the streets. You know how many families cannot afford a financial emergency of $300 without putting themselves in real hard times? As an IBEW member, I am very fortunate that I make a decent living and have good benefits, a good retirement, a good pension, that I am not $300 emergency away from being in financial ruin. I'm very, very fortunate of that. But my situation is a unique one because I'm very fortunate. And I don't discount my good fortune. I don't sit there and look at my good fortune and go, well, I am so excellent. I'm so awesome. I'm amazing. And that's why I am where I am. No. Contrary to that, I lucked into this trade. I was a security guard. I wasn't doing anything that was going to bring me a stable middle class income or upper middle class income that would allow me to provide for my children and not worry about my bills because I'm financially stable. No, I was a security guard in a guard shack, checking people's license tags and calling apartments and saying, hey, so-and-so is here to see you. I was making $6 an hour. That is not an income level that is a survivability income. I would have had to have 2-3 jobs. I lived at home with my mom in my early 20s. I wasn't able to go out and get my own place on $6 an hour. I was barely eking out a living. And believe me, the prognosis for something better wasn't much. I lucked into this. And one thing that we have to remember as trade unionists is that we have to find solidarity in the folks that are on the same ladder rungs as us. We have to stop looking at the top, at the penthouse, and saying, I'm going to be there someday. No, you're not. Maybe a few of you will open up your own company and get financial backers to help you, and maybe you make it. But the vast majority of us working people will be working people our entire lives. So why, oh why, do we look up at the penthouse and think, oh, they're looking out for us? No, they're not. When the pipes burst, us on the first floor get all the dookie water. All the dookie water comes down to the first floor when the pipes burst, and the people in the penthouse stay nice and clean. So fresh and so clean. You got to remember where you are in the struggle. And I've always maintained that we really should be trying to organize the world so that these companies can't threaten to offshore jobs. You can't offshore a job when the people in Mexico make the same money we make up here. You cannot offshore that job then. You can't offshore a job when the working people in India are making a good living. It's not profitable for you to do so. So as trade unionists, we got to find solidarity with workers all across the world. All across the world. We have to stand in solidarity all across the world. Borders don't matter when it comes to trade unionism. We are experiencing a class war today. There is a class war going on today. And the wealthy class has bought influence into all sectors of life. In fact, they've bought influence into the trade unions. You don't think there are locals that are called contractor locals? IBEW locals that are called contractor locals, where the contractors have undue influence at the hiring hall, at the local union hall, which they don't call a local union hall anymore. They call it a hiring hall. They dropped the whole union attitude. I'm talking about local unions that don't even act like local unions, that don't even get out there in the streets and fight for human rights and justice, and they don't do any of it. They just sit in their offices and chill. And the only time they do get active and they ask for their memberships to be active is when they're out trying to lobby a county supervisory board to bring in another project that their contractors are going to make money on. And they'll say it's for the members so that we can keep good work for the members. But that's just what they say. That's not what they're doing. They're making these arguments so that the contractors can get more contracts, so that the owners of the contractors can keep buying more boats. Because then they'll go and negotiate a contract in secrecy, and then they come up with a contract and they go, hey, this is what we got. It's the best we could do. Here, vote for this. And as soon as you vote for it, you're looking at it, you're like, this is not what we deserve. We're working a ton of hours. We're working crazy overtime. We're all tired. We're all sick. This is not what it is. These things are happening because of influence, of power, and money. This is not happening because the workers are standing in solidarity and wanting to have a better, robust union. And it's not even, I don't even fault the workers, because workers are busy, man. We got so much work to do. You hardly have time to do anything else. So hats off to the UAW. I'm super proud of them. It's really beautiful that they're inspiring workers across the world. It's really inspiring that they're receiving messages from trade unions from Mexico and Brazil and all these other countries, South Africa, standing in solidarity, sending them solidarity. Hot labor summer has turned into Striketober. And the labor movement, the legacy labor unions, needs to take notes, needs to see what's going on, read the tea leaves, and get in the damn fight. Because your members need y'all, man. We need you to do the job you were elected to do. And that's represent us. Not stand as a buffer between us and the bosses, telling us why we can't have nice things because the bosses say so. We need you to fight for us. Is that so hard? Why'd you run for office if it wasn't to fight for us? I'm just saying. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember, class solidarity is going to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one, and there could be no union without you and I front and center. Peace!